If any food historians are watching this right now, I'm sorry. Yes, please laugh at me. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be doing something a little bit different from what we usually do on this channel. I am going to take you with me as we recreate a historically accurate recipe. Now, I didn't find this recipe by myself. I got it from Max Miller's channel, Tasting History, which I will link in the description. And now you're probably wondering what we're going to make today. Well, let me tell you. We are going to make some Civil War era bread pudding. Now I know bread pudding usually sounds like a very British kind of dessert because you have all of this dried fruit and like raisins and stuff in it and sometimes rum, and there's a lot of people who don't like it, but this I think is going to be different. I think that because it was a recipe that was made during wartime, you kind of took out a lot of the extra sweet flavors and kind of minimalized it into a way where it's much more simple dessert, both in flavor and in execution. So let's get to it. So as you can see here, I have all of my ingredients ready, which is 1 pint of whole milk, 2 ounces of whole wheat breadcrumbs, and this is basically kind of like 2.5 slices of bread, 1 lemon peel, 2 ounces of currants, but here I'm using raisins, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and 1 cinnamon stick. This recipe also calls for 2 eggs, but I'm not going to take them out right now because I want them to stay cold in the fridge. So the first step is to boil the milk with the lemon peel and the cinnamon stick, and I hope this turns out well because although I can bake and cook, I am notoriously bad at boiling things. Like, I'm just really, really horrible at boiling things. And I have a feeling that the milk is going to stick to the bottom of the pan. Okay, so we're putting in that's too hot. We're putting in the 1 pint of milk with the cinnamon stick and the lemon peel. And I'm just supposed to leave it in there until it comes to a light boil. You're also supposed to stir it so that the milk won't stick to the bottom of the pan. So let me go do that. Okay, so I have been stirring this for about 6 minutes, and like I said before, I'm really bad at boiling things, but it is kind of bubbling, especially right there around the cinnamon stick, so I think that means it is ready. Let's see. Next, I basically have to pour the breadcrumbs in the container. And like I said before, this is basically about like 2.5 slices of wheat bread, and then I will pour the milk over it. I'm also just kind of scrambling the eggs beforehand so that they'll already be mixed together when I pour them into the bread and milk mix. Okay, they are ready to go into the mix. So you have to mix the eggs in first before you add the currants and the sugar. So that is just what I'm going to do right now. And yes, I am aware of the fact that this mixture looks very strange right now. I do not find it to look very appetizing at the moment either, but what are you gonna do? Okay. Next, we're gonna add in, like I said before, the currants and the sugar. And I could not find currants at the grocery store, so I just used raisins. 2 tablespoons of sugar. And we are mixing again. There's the lemon peel. Okay, so the last step is to pour all of the mixture into a buttered pudding pan. And I do not have any pudding dish, so I am just using this random bundt pan that I found in my kitchen. Okay guys, so we have a little bit of a problem. All of the raisins decided that they were just going to sit in this one spot of the pan. So I am going to try to distribute them a little bit more evenly because this is a little strange. Okay, so I have to make a covering for this bundt pan so that the water, because I'm going to steam it, I have to cover it so that the water won't get into it. And apparently you do that using wax paper, foil, and string. I hope I can do this well because I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, so the word on the street is you butter the bottom of this parchment paper, which I will do right now. And then after that, you make a fold in it. By the time you're done, it should look something like this, where it has this crease right here. And after that, you put it on top of the pan. And mine does not seem to fit, so I'm going to have to pull this out a little bit. And then you tie a string around it to keep it in place. You tie the string around it 2 times and hope it does not fall, because that's what's happening to me right now. This is hard. You apparently leave some like this so that you can have a handle for it to pull it out of the steaming water once it is done. So you just cut and then tie it off kind of loosely to the side. Okay. Okay, it is done. Now I just have to wait and see if it comes out right after I'm done steaming it for an hour. Okay guys, so it is in there. The pot is just kind of moving around and doing its own thing, and it's rather concerning. I hope it turns out. I feel like it won't. But oh well. Okay, so I have taken it out of the pan using the string, and I have cut the string off. And now I'm going to open it by taking the foil off, even though it is very hot. You can see over here where it kind of spilled when I was putting it in there. Okay everyone, I am back with a very sad conclusion to this pudding making odyssey. So as you can see, only part of it came out, and the reason for this is that there was some excess liquid in the bundt pan, which I was trying to drain, and what the result was was that the whole pudding, except for this part, fell into the sink. And it was quite sad. And this remaining piece of pudding is also quite sad, because it clearly looks like a blobfish. In my opinion, it tastes rather mediocre. Like, I feel like it's okay if you have like a spoonful of it, but then after that you just kind of get very annoyed and tired of it. So, I would not recommend eating a whole entire slice of this. However, if you still are filled with the desire to make this very strange and unusual pudding, I would suggest you go back to the original video on Tasting History's channel. Thank you again for watching this very sad video with a very sad pudding. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next week with hopefully some better content. Bye!